Welcome back to my channel. For 5.5, we're going to jump to factoring expressions, which is the last concept we're going to be learning in Unit 5. So let's say that we have some unknown numbers, 3 of them, A, B, and C. And let's say we set it up like a distributive property and we say, let's simplify this by using distributive property. So what I would do, if you remember, is just distribute the value into the brackets. And so this would become A times B, or just AB, plus AC, or A times C. Okay, and so that's what we did in lesson 5.5. For this lesson on factoring expressions, to factor an expression means to pull the factor out of the expression. And all that means is we're going to be taking this and we're going to be going backwards. Okay, so we're going to be pulling out the common factor and putting it on the outside of our brackets in an expression. Okay, so for 5.5, we're just going to go backwards from 5.4. So let's take a look at a few sample problems. Erase all this. Okay. And one of the things that you're going to be doing in this last lesson is you're going to be factoring expressions, and you're going to be using GCF. And so GCF was from a long time ago, in fact, lesson 1.4. So from lesson 1.4, a long time ago at the beginning of the school year, we learned about GCF. So if you need a quick refresher, let's go ahead and do that now. Remember, there's also my videos from back then as well. There should be some videos. So with GCF, if you don't remember, one of the ways that I like to find GCF of any number is using a factor tree. Okay, and so let's look at finding the GCF of 2 numbers. Let's say 20 and how about 32? Okay, so to find the greatest common factor of 20 and 32, I'm going to set up 2 factor trees. I'm going to break this down, circle my prime factors, do the same thing over here, circle my prime factors, and then I'm going to list the prime factors next to my 2 values. So I have 20, and so for 20 I have 5 times 2 times 2, and for 32 I have 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. So for greatest common factor, if you remember, what you're going to do is going to circle the common factors. So 2 is common, and there's also a second 2 that's common. And those are the only common factors. Then I'm going to write them down. So there's 2 of them. I'm going to multiply them. So my GCF is 4. Okay. So once I have my GCF of 4, I can start working with factoring my expression. So let's say that I have a setup. Let's set up a quick expression over here. Let's say we have something simple with 20 and 32. So let's say we have 20 plus 32. And so let's say my instructions are to factor this expression using GCF. Okay, so I showed my work using a factor tree to find the GCF. And so I'm gonna use 4 as my greatest common factor, and so I'm going to pull 4 out of here. So I'm going to put it on the outside of some brackets, and then I'm going to figure out what is the other multiple other than 4 that gives me 20, which is 5. Okay, so essentially I'm going to take 20 and divide by my greatest factor, my greatest common factor, to input that 5 there. And then I'm going to keep my sign, my operation plus, and I'm going to do the same thing to the 32. 32 divided by 4 will give me 8, and then I close my bracket. And so this would be a factored expression using GCF. Okay, and so again, we're just working backwards. We're creating what we used in the last lesson as our final answer, and we start with a simple expression listed like that above 20 plus 32. Then, and the way you can check, obviously, is to go ahead and distribute this just to check if you're correct. So 5 times 4 is 20. 4 times 8 is 32. Keep the plus. And if that matches the expression you started with, then you know you've factored the expression using GCF correctly. Okay? So hopefully that isn't too bad since you've worked with GCF before, and the concept of creating an expression with brackets you've already seen in the last lesson. Okay, so you're just going to do the same thing here in these problems. So you can see you're just given a very basic expression, and so you're gonna pull the greatest common factor out of each of these and then put it on the left-hand side of some brackets. You'll notice that they try to trick you down here. They're going to start inserting some variables. All you're going to do inside the brackets is you're going to leave the variable there. And then once you put the GCF, once you factor the GCF in, the variable will become attached to your term there to create a new term that you see there. Anyway. I think that makes pretty clear sense, and that was lesson 5.5, factoring expressions using greatest common factor.